now we have a new pre and post trip inspection for the Target trailers. And I was very grumpy about it, like on day one that we were mandated to do it, which was April 2nd. Rosie and I, it took us about 45 minutes. And we were both like, grr, this is stupid. Grr, grr, grr. That's just stupid. Change, bad,
Yeah,
bad.
and
Change.
I had to hear about it.
Oh, yeah. And so there are mandatory pictures we have to take of the trailer. A minimum amount of pictures that we must take of the trailer. Then there's this long checklist that we got to look at and check boxes if they apply and all this other stuff. And then write out a description. If we find any deficiencies or problems, we got to write them out. Are they DOT shutdown type things? Are they not? What have you? Does it need a service? Does it need to be serviced before the next time it goes out? And it's okay enough to get through the load. Those sort of things. Well, so over the course of our work week, we went from that 45 minutes or an hour grr kicking and screaming to we've got the pre-trip on the trailer complete with full documentation, pictures, written words, description of anything that's wrong, to about 10 minutes. And Rosie and I have this system where we work together, you know, and we go about the things that we go about, and we get all the pictures and all the requirements, and we know these things are okay at the time that we're ready to go. And then we have to do it when we post trip as well, when we drop a trailer. So anytime we hook to or unhook from a Target trailer, regardless of whether it's a DC, a customer, what have you, we have to go through this process and this report. Cool thing is I actually have it send a copy to me in my email. And I like that. I have trailer numbers. I have what's wrong with that trailer at the time. Um, I'm trying to figure out a way. I'd actually like to be able to go back and say, hey, this trailer, and put it in some sort of database to see what changes have been made since the last time I used that trailer,
Mm-hmm.
versus what I'm seeing now and what I recorded last time. That would be awesome. Um, and I actually kind of like it, to be honest. We used to have to fill out this paper form where we draw pictures and scratches, and oh, here's a hole here, and we got to put a number next to it, which corresponds to the what it is, and all
Almost
this.
like an accident report.
Yeah, and I actually like this. I really do. Um, and it's like, we still have a lot of people that are struggling with it. It's hilarious. Um, I hear people complaining about it, and they hate technology. And
Well,
I
you
don't.
and I were talking about it too, Charlie. That don't be surprised if this doesn't become standard at Swift
Oh,
eventually.
I I'm
But
actually thinking this is good. This could be a good thing.
hmm
I know it's a little bit of a pain in the butt, and you and I talked way back when Knight was first doing the scan code tabs,
right where they had
and
to
they had to take
scan
a
every
picture,
all the buttons on the around the truck. Yeah.
right, and take a picture of said area, right, with their tablets and stuff when they first started doing it, and we're like, that's terrible. Though, at least I was, and now I'm thinking, you know what? I actually kind of like it
Right.
because it gives me
Well,
a visual proof of what it was I was looking at.
exactly. Matt says it helps to hold drivers accountable. Absolutely. And one of the biggest complaints I see on the Facebooks from Swift people is
Right.
why can't they maintain these trailers? Well, if you had like at Panther, I have to every time I touch a trailer, I have to take a picture of all four sides of the trailer. Otherwise, it won't let me do my
Right.
empty or loaded call. So, is it a pain? At first, I was like, "What the hell is this?" But
Right.
chunk, walk around, chunk, walk around, chunk. Oh, look, there's a hole in the trailer right there. I better report that.
Right. Does it affect this load? Yes, maybe no. Who knows? Should it be serviced before the next time it's loaded? Absolutely. Right. Those kinds of things. And you
Well,
can let the
another thing
customers know.
that was cool at Panther, the way they had their trailer maintenance set up, I have the ability to report damage, right?
Right.
And if I report damage, I have to take a picture of that damage, which
Nice.
then goes to the trailer department so they can say, okay, go to this TA. They've got, in the last case was a mud flap, needed a new
Right.
mud flap. That goes to them so they can see what I'm talking about. So I'm not trying to describe it over the phone. while I'm tired, you know, oh, you know, instead of the 10-minute conversation, I need a mud flap. It's already set up.
Right. Here's another good example of why this is good for us, or most people, I would think. So we would run into this problem at Target fairly frequently. Driver A dropped trailer off at customer B, right? And said, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with the trailer," but we weren't doing written and graphical post trips on these things. We're just like, yeah, man, it's fine, right? And then driver C goes into location B to pick up that trailer that's now been loaded with a backhaul, and there's holes and fresh damage or whatever. And that driver's going to have to take pictures and stuff of it now. But before, they'd be like, oh, this thing's got shiny damage. So they take pictures of it, and, before they hook on it, if we're smart about it. And maybe they'll give someone a call and say, hey, this thing looks like it just got hit today or something. But then you get back to the DC and they're like, well, sir, we're going to file a claim on this because this is, horrific damage and really needs to be repaired. And who's the guy that's now doing that? It's the guy pulling the trailer.
Right.
And I think that's BS. Because clearly we have photo evidence that the trailer was in good shape when we dropped it at the customer. And when the next driver went to pick it up, here's the photo evidence that before they hooked to it, oh, look, it was damaged in the middle. That's the customer's responsibility. That's not ours.
My favorite is the like the alien forklift damage.
Right.
I haven't seen it very often, but every once in a while I see a trailer that forks have absolutely gone through the side of that trailer from the inside.
Right.